Well, we might have some news.
Say that. Yeah. All right. Now I want to go back to this Purdue thing because now that Northwestern has a win over the number one team in the country, where would you rank Northwestern in the Big Ten hierarchy? How high are they? Can they finish second? Like, is it crazy to say
could they?
They can make a run to finish like top 3,
I'm
top 4?
going to give you the Doug Gottlieb answer when you ask. Could they? Yes. Will they? No. That's what Doug says.
That's a good way to answer a question without answering a question.
Right. Well, I mean, they could, but I don't think they're going to at the end of the day. I don't think they have enough overall. It took Boo Buie having an incredible night, which he's got in him, but I don't see it. I don't see it at the end of the day. I still think Michigan State finds a way to finish second. Maybe I'm crazy, but I don't know. I just trust Tom Izzo.
It's so weird to me right now looking at the Big Ten standings
Maryland.
and seeing Northwestern in first place and Purdue and Maryland in last place. I know. Look, we've had 2 Big Ten games total all season long, but that's just very weird for me to sit here and look at. Northwestern had 3 turnovers in the entire game, and when you are not getting great guard play, right? Which is
6 turnovers by Braden Smith.
Yeah, which is
6.
That's not not good enough. And look, I understand that it is on the road in the Big Ten, right? I understand that Northwestern is probably a better team than we're giving them credit for. You were up by double digits in this game. You were up by 8 at halftime.
Yeah.
And you're on the road, and you can't get enough stops. Like, if you want to be able to be a national champion.
By the way, on the glass, 51-26 Purdue. Now, again, Northwestern made some threes. That kept them in the game. To me, again, listen, I say it over and over, like, I just worry about all these teams with the traditional bigs. And again, nobody's going to be perfect here. We're not saying Purdue's going to run through the Big Ten, even though the Big Ten's not overpowering.
But it's not about running through the Big Ten to me, right? It's not about Purdue taking a loss.
Rob,
in a
there's
game
no
like
great
this.
team. Okay, can't we agree right now? Can't we agree? There's no great teams. There's no great.
Yes,
the number 1 team, 2 team, 3, 4, 5, like they're all good. They're good teams. Then nobody's unbeatable. Nobody's close to unbeatable this year.
Yeah.
Kansas, we just saw
I
beat
agree.
UConn.
I
2
agree.
top 5 teams. Is Kansas that good?
No, is UConn that good?
No.
Here's the point that I'm making is that the flaws that we saw with Purdue last year, we didn't know if their guard play was going to be good enough. We didn't know if Braden Smith, Fletcher Loyer, if those guys were going to be good enough to be able to get it.
Better this year. Yeah.
But Braden Smith, 6 turnovers.
Are they that much better?
We didn't know if they were going to be good enough defensively. They just gave up 91
to Northwestern.
Like, they forced 3 turnovers against a Northwestern team that keeps losing all of their best players to transfers. Like, I get what you're saying, that there's not a great team in college basketball. But when you won the Big Ten regular season last year, you won the Big Ten tournament last year, you returned the National Player of the Year. Yeah. You basically returned like 7 of the 8 guys that you wanted to bring back. Shouldn't you be a great team? When you have all that, shouldn't you be able to go into – look, I like Chris Collins. I don't want to make any Northwestern fans feel bad. I will alienate a fan base in Chicago if I need to alienate a fan base in Chicago. It is not the Northwestern fan base that I want to alienate. I like to make jokes about. But if you are going –
shots at DePaul.
If you're going to be – look, if you're the number 1 team in the country, if you're supposed to be what we thought you were going to be, right? Yeah. If you have the National Player of the Year coming back, you have 7 of your 8 coming back from a Big Ten regular season champion and a Big Ten tournament champion, you should be able to go into Northwestern in the first Big Ten game of the season and not go to overtime and give up 92 points.
It's all fair, but I think what we got to take out of all this is that there's no team right now in college basketball.
Is that a good thing? Is that a good thing for you?
Well, yes and no. I think it is, because – unless it's like Duke or Kentucky or one of those teams that because people love to hate them. Like, if they're that team that's so dominant, it's one thing. If it's like Purdue, that's not like – I think it's good to have some parity. I think it's good because, again, you've got league races at the end of the year that might matter. Like, if Purdue runs away with it, do we care about who's second place in the Big Ten?